Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming back. I would like to introduce to you our researcher, Dr. Ewa Dabrowa, our Maria Grzegorzewska University student, Maria. And we also have with us a group of very talented young people, young researchers, who are taking part in a UNESCO project from a UNESCO chair in Pennsylvania. So I will just leave it to you to present the work. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. It's a great honor to be here and to be together with young researchers as well, because it was the special time, very inspiring for us, and I think also inspiring for young people. This program is coordinated by Jamison Malcolm from the Penn State University, but it's in cooperation with other countries, with Hanover in Germany and with Galway in England. So it's multi-site program in Ireland, sorry, but on the website it's in England. I don't know why. This is the question, so we should write it correct. This program is special because I try to involve young people and to give the opportunity to make stronger some competences, in particular in science field. So maybe Maria, you want to say something more about the project?
Okay, so it lasted a few months, so it was a long time for us, I guess, and I guess we learned a lot, and also the young people we work with also learn a lot. They will show you some data, some film about their work, and they will tell you some more. I think it was, I can say, a hard time, and a hard time in the best possible way, because, you know, it was a lot of learning, a lot of things to do, a lot of stuff, and I guess it was their maybe first time when they did anything like that, but it was also the first time for me, so I was also like a young person with young people. It was very inspiring and very time which showed me how it can be really inspiring to work with people who look at the world in a different way, because they're still younger than me, and I think that they will tell you the best about the project.
Yeah, we have participants from Ukraine, so refugees from Ukraine, and one person in this program was from Belarus as well. And I hope you can share right now your experiences and tell something more about the program.
Good afternoon, everyone. We appreciate to be here with you because it's our first big experience to submit to lots of people. All of us have been preparing the big project about really important problems in Ukraine, and these topics touch us every day, and we will be pleasure to submit them in more detail. Unfortunately, a couple of people aren't here, but they took part in this project. So we really appreciate them for their help. And I think we can start.
W ubiegłym roku zaczęliśmy realizować projekt Młodzi Badacze. Po dłuższej dyskusji powstały dwa zespoły, które pracowały nad różnymi tematami. Pierwszy zespół zajmował się rozwojem zawodowym młodzieży, a drugi korupcją w Ukrainie.
Zapraszamy do udziału w naszym projekcie, gdzie dajemy głos ludziom z różnych zawodów, by opowiedzieli o swoich doświadczeniach zawodowych. Czy jesteś lekarzem, nauczycielem, inżynierem, artystą czy przedstawicielem innego zawodu. Chcieliśmy usłyszeć Twoją historię. Podziel się z nami zarówno pozytywnymi, jak i negatywnymi stronami swojej pracy. Niech inni dowiedzą się, co sprawia, że Twoja praca jest wyjątkowa, ale także są jej wyznaniem. Może Twoje doświadczenie będzie inspiracją dla kogoś innego? Nieważne, jak daleko jesteśmy w swojej karierze zawodowej, Twoja historia jest cenna. Dziel się z nami swoją drogą do sukcesu, trudnościami, z którymi się spotkałeś i radościami dla tych, którzy dopiero zaczęli swoją zawodową podróż.
Co Ci motywuje? Pieniądze, pasja, stabilizacja. Jakie są bariery w rozwoju zawodowym? Brak wiedzy, jak to osiągnąć, brak wsparcia. Co potrzebujesz, aby się rozwijać zawodowo? Pójść na studia, mieć lepsze oceny?
Większość uczniów liceum wybrało profil kształcenia zgodny ze swoimi zainteresowaniami. Uczniowie mają różne zainteresowania. Najczęściej jest to sport lub czytanie książek. W rozwoju zawodowym uczniowie są wspierani w nikłym stopniu. Większość wskazuje, że nie otrzymuje takiego wsparcia. We wspieraniu uczniów największą rolę odgrywają inne znane osoby, np. przyjaciele lub rodzice. Może czas, by coś tu zmienić?
Wprowadzenie większej różnorodności kółek zainteresowań w szkołach może przynieść liczne korzyści. Takie zajęcia mogą rozwijać pasję uczniów, ucząc ich nowych umiejętności i kreatywnego myślenia. Dodatkowo, kółka zainteresowań mogą być platformą do budowania społeczności, integrując uczniów o podobnych zainteresowaniach.
W tym projekcie mnie bardzo zaskoczyło to, że szkoła nie bardzo wspiera uczniów w rozwoju zawodowym i ten fakt, że uczniowie po prostu nie wiedzą, kim chcą być w przyszłości.
Корупція. За останні декілька років тема боротьби з корупцією в Україні стала майже головною. На цю тему сьогодні розмовляють усі. Тому цілями нашого проєкту було дізнатися, що таке корупція, як різні вікові групи відносяться до неї та як її подолати.
Корупція – це незаконне використання прав та повноважень для особистого збагачення.
Більшість з опитаних нами кореспондентів відмовляються говорити на тему корупції, абстрагуються від неї і перекладають всю відповідальність на таємничих політиків. Попри все, кожен з нас щоденно є свідком корупції.
Але ця проблема є, вона існує і ми маємо її вирішувати.
Вивчаючи цю тему і опитуючи людей різного віку з Польщі та України, ми з'ясували, що 91,3% з опитаних вважають корупцію насправді великою проблемою. Все ж, за останні 7-8 років у законодавстві України відбулися і продовжують відбуватися суттєві зміни, які направлені на зниження рівня побутової корупції. З них – діджиталізація багатьох процесів, а також введення нових регулюючих органів.
Звісно, подолати корупцію повністю неможливо. Багато людей, які висловились на рахунок цієї теми, не дали чіткого вирішення цієї проблеми. Аналізуючи, ми знайшли тільки одне рішення, яке може предприйняти кожен українець. Це не мовчати і не соромитись обговорювати тему корупції, бо тільки мовчання дає привід її розвитку.
Naszymi problemami badawczymi były takie pytania, jak respondenci postrzegają korupcję, dlaczego istnieje korupcja, co może nam dać starsze pokolenie w walce z korupcją i jak możemy zwalczyć korupcję. W naszych ankietach brało udział 23 osoby. Zapytaliśmy się, czy uważają ludzie korupcję za problem. Z wywiadu dowiedzieliśmy się, że wszyscy respondenci odpowiedzieli, że uważają korupcję za problem, a z ankiet 91% ludzi odpowiedział, że tak, a 8%, że nie. Kiedy brałam wywiady, to trochę trudno było odnaleźć ludzi, ale w tych ludzi, co ja brałam wywiady, naprawdę ciekawym było to, że wszyscy
Odpowiedzi były bardzo różne i niepodobne jeden na drugie.
Jestem bardzo zadowolona, że miałam zmogę brać udział w tym projekcie. Powiem szczerze, nauczyłam się pracować w grupie. Jestem bardzo szczęśliwa, że dowiedziałam się więcej jeszcze o swoim kraju. Byłam zaskoczona w tym, że starsze pokolenia popierają korupcję. Oni, jak okazało się, po prostu nie mają innego wyboru. Trudnościami dla mnie było to, że ludzie nie chcieli iść na kontakt. Oni po prostu boją się do tej pory powiedzieć o takich wydarzeniach.
That is the first presentation. That was the first presentation of this film. So I'd like to invite Nikita and Anastasia.
Yes, thank you so much for attention. In conclusion, I'd like to mention that we wanted to concentrate most of our data on answers of people that we interviewed, and most of them were our relatives and our people in our age. So yeah, thank you so much. We are open for your question if there are any. Yeah, you have a question.
Much. I think that's some wonderful, like project, and you did it. So congratulations. So, I'm curious, why you picked this topic into your project? What's the reason? And also, what's the most challenging that you faced, like become a young researcher? Yeah, thank you.
So I personally we divided our whole group to few groups. So I personally was a part of corruption project, and I chose this topic because for me it was something personal, and I wanted to know more about this social phenomenon, and I and the group wanted to ask our relatives, the people, the strangers, how do they think we can overcome it, and why is it a problem today? But I also like to introduce, I also like to ask for someone from other group if they want to say something, they can come here and say.
And also, why did we touch the topic of corruption? It's the biggest problem. I think it's the biggest problem in Ukraine, and a lot of people talk now about this problem. How we can see how we can solve this problem and other questions.
And what about the biggest obstacle for our research? It was pretty interesting to interview people about corruption, because they don't really want to talk about it. It is something forbidden for them. So they started to mention some politics, some this high level, but the corruption, as I understand it, is something that we meet every day in hospitals and schools and other government institutions.
One more. Do you want to be a researcher as your career when you're, yeah?
For me personally, it was a very interesting experience. It was fascinating, and I think that in the future we can develop this process and to have other researchers more for any topic. Yeah, I liked it, and I think that in the future I will do some more.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. So my question is, and first off, thank you so much for presenting on corruption, because I come from a country where corruption is endemic, where it's also like just an everyday part of existence. So my question is, I mean, where do you think it comes from? What drives corruption in Ukraine? What makes it such an everyday phenomenon? And I understand if there are, like, if you have to answer by guessing in places because you don't yet have enough data, but I have to ask because it's something that I confront, and I sometimes have to try and figure this out myself, and I'd love to hear your opinion.
Yeah, we had a data that approximately 8% of people we interviewed, they said that corruption is something mundane and it is part of their everyday life. And for most cases, it was like this old people, because they think that it is sometimes a lot easier to be a part of corruption than lose their time, and for them it is something that they are engaged from the childhood. So it is something normal, and it is totally okay to I don't know, to give money or some presents to doctors, for example, for them, because it's just a tradition somehow. It's just mentality. Maybe, yeah.
Also, a lot of students in our high school or medium school think that they don't need to study, because in the future they will give money for to give headmaster of school or university, and they will get a certificate, and that's all. Because it's one reason, because it's the biggest problem in Ukraine.
Thank you very much for your research, and I have one question. Does the situation change during the war or not? Yeah.
So we didn't really want to talk about this global corruption, because we didn't have an opportunity to ask the people that are involved in this process. And I know that today, due to these circumstances in Ukraine, due to all of these atrocities, some people like they get millions of dollars. But what we wanted to research is this everyday corruption, as I said before, because it is where everyone, most of the people have experience. So we can ask them and base it on something real.
Thank you very much. But it's important to know corruption in the past, corruption present, or corruption
yeah. Yes. We mentioned it in film also, that for last like 7-8 years, which was interesting for me, some changes were occurred, such as digitalization of some processes, these apps, and now people refuse the amount of politics that are needed to solve some problems. And what about this high level? I understand that it's increasing every day, and we have to solve it, and it is also our responsibility. But during the research, we wasn't able to get some information, because the topic is too difficult to manage to say it. But yeah, we understand that it is a big problem.
Sorry, I would just like you to say more about these apps.
Yeah,
because
of course. Yes.
that I'm not familiar with. Thank you.
So in 2015, the new laws that were introduced, first of all, some institutions were made. For example, this anti-corruption court in Ukraine, which concentrates only on corruption issues and judges it. And what about digitalization? It is the app called DIA, and you can do a lot of this documents work work with documents. For example, if you want to open your business, you can use this app, and you don't have to communicate with this like 3 or 4 people how it was in the past. And that's how this primary domestic level of corruption may decrease, I guess. Yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Thank you very much. That's actually fascinating that you are such young people and you're receiving such serious questions at this moment. Congratulations first for your work. My question would be about the first part, because corruption is very emotional and hot topic for all. But I have 2 questions. One question is about the process. What's your group, what do you like the most about your research? The planning part, the actual process of study, then maybe the discussion, the finalizing. What is your experience? What did you like the most? And the second question is, the first study was about support for young people, for high school children. What did you manage to change in your school about professional orientation, professional support for your school?
So I can answer the first question, but for the second, I will ask to someone from the second group come here. And for the first question, we had different roles in this project. So the part that I really liked is making film, because this compilation, this combination of facts that and all of the material that we got is the most fascinating part for me. But also the interview part was something specific, because you see how people try to avoid your questions, and they don't really want to answer, and you try to make them to answer directly that you asked, and it was really interesting. And I didn't think that some researchers meet problems like this.
For me, it's like opportunity to improve my speaking skills for lots of people. It's also opportunity to not be shy when you speak about these global topics.
Your research and also for your answers, and I'd like to ask for your personal opinion and for your personal view, which ways do you see to overcome the corruption in Ukraine in your personal point of view? Thank you.
It is very difficult and interesting question, because while the research, we also asked these questions for people, and they were not really able to answer, because of course we can say that it is important to have this indispensable court system and all of this high improvement in education, a lot of work that can be done. But I personally believe that what we can do is just start from ourselves and our society, and to pay attention to some things that we understand as just regular. For example, given to teachers some I don't know, sweets or something, given paying in hospitals, and all of these things that we consider as traditions sometimes can be it's not okay. Yeah. So paying attention.
Okay, so we will come back to the previous question about what should be done at school. Okay.
Okej. No, ja widzę zmiany takie w szkołach, żeby było bardziej kółek takich zainteresowań i teraz, przepraszam, i żeby po prostu przychodzili ludzie z różnych zawodów i omawiali o swojej profesji. negatywne strony i jak pozytywne.
Let's see now. Now, okay. So what's the most important thing is that at school there should be more interests clubs. So students can join them, join the teacher who maybe share the same interests, and he or she can show a way to develop these interests. But also what's the second important thing is that school should invite people from different professions, and they can tell students more about their professions, about, I think, advantages and disadvantages, and more about disadvantages, because we can see that, okay, you have some profession, I can't say what you are doing, but what's the point of your job? What you really like and what you really don't like in your job. So I think young people just want to know more about what can they do, and how to achieve it also.
And to add something to this topic, because we also had this mix during work, I personally feel this pressure after the graduate class, because you have to pass your exams and you cannot really concentrate on something you want, but you have the responsibility and you have to answer the expectations of your parents, of teachers, and the society, and it also makes you to choose something that you don't really like, but it is a trend now, maybe, this pressure.
And one more thing about job. When I was in Ukraine, I didn't know what I will do in the future. And I think it's also important problem because a lot of people, lots of students in Ukraine don't know after they finish school, they don't know what they will do in their life. They don't know the job, which they will work. And in Poland, we have more years in lyceum, in school, and university to decide our job, our hobby. In Ukraine, it's only 11 years. In Poland, it's 15, maybe 15, 16 years. So we have more time to decide our future.
Thank you so very much. We have prepared.
I would like to invite all participants of our project. You are welcome here. Students and class teacher, as well from Limanowski High School in Warsaw, and Grażyna, our academic support. Congratulations and thank you for common time and for common work.
Yes, and we are very impressed with the topic you chose independently of, adult guidance. It is really precious to have young people voices, and the UNESCO chair that deals with young people, youth researchers, the chair based in Pennsylvania University, prepared special certificates for your participation in the project that we would like to give to you now. I don't know, Eva, if you would like to announce them, and I will hand them over, maybe? It will be quicker. not corruptive, yes? It's just a book. It's just a book.
Small surprise.
Yes. Thank you so much. Congratulations on your wonderful project. We are sure that you will do well in the future. And we want to wish you all the best with your exams, because your exams are coming. We hear you're studying very hard, so we'll keep our fingers crossed for good luck.